Hi, it's Moshe Gersht here. I want to share an awesome idea with you today. This is something that I was working on a totally different project, and it kind of showed up right in front of me, and I was so excited, and I wanted to share it with you. So we're sitting here. It's right after the holiday of Pesach, and we're getting ready for Shabbos, Parsha Shmini, and there's an amazing medrash, an amazing verse right in the beginning of the parsha. Moshe is describing to Aharon and the Kohanim what it is that their service is meant to be in the temple. And somewhere right in the middle, he then says this verse, Vayomer Moshe, and Moshe says, Zeh hadavar asher tziva Hashem ta'asu. This is the matter, this is the thing which God commands you, in plural, that you should do. Vayera aleichem kvod Hashem, and the glory of God will be revealed to you. It's not clear what the verse is talking about. It's not clear who the verse is talking to. And for that, we look at the Malbim and the Medrash, and it just says something amazing. The Malbim says, Lo yadanu matziva sheyasuhem. It doesn't tell us what they should be doing. V'halo heim lo asu davar rak Aaron avodah avodaso. The rest of us, we're not doing avodah. It's Aaron, it's the Kohen Gadol, that's who's doing the avodah. So who's the plural that we're talking to? Uperish besifra b'derech drush, and the Medrash says a beautiful idea. Shetziva shehem ya'asu ma'aseh Kohen Gadol. It says that we should also be doing the actions of the Kohen Gadol. Shema sheyaseh Kohen Gadol b'beis hamikdash, this that the high priest does in the temple. Ya'asu heim b'beis hamikdash hakatan, right? This that the high priest does in the big temple, we have to do in the small temple. Shehu alev, what's the small temple? That's the heart. It's a heart, asher sham mishkan kvod Hashem. That's where God dwells. God dwells within us, in our own heart. Kamo shekasav v'shechanti b'socham, like the verse says, and God dwells within us. Ukamo shezavchu kochos achayim v'hiktiru usam al-mokda b'mizbeach hagadol. And in the same way that they used to bring a sacrifice on the altar in the temple, one needs to bring up on the altar of his heart all the kochos hanefesh hamitaveh, all the parts of you that have taiva, that have a lust and connection to the physical world, and for distraction's sake. It's about getting rid of the Yetzer Hara, getting rid of the negativity inside of us, the toxin, the poison, the ego, the self-importance, the physical desire for things in this world that don't lead us to anywhere other than pleasure without purpose and without meaning. And you burn it through the love of Hashem. You burn it through the love of God. That's the mizbech, that's the altar of your heart. It's that there's a love inside of you, a love that's infinite and powerful and so great, that's connected to the oneness and the unity of all that is in reality. And when you can take the smallness of life, because we get caught up in the petty things and the small things, it says that, Gemara in Sanhedrin says that Mashiach won't come until every last cent is taken out of our pocket, every pruta min hakis. And the tzaddikim say that what that means is that the enlightenment comes to the world when we stop being focused on the small cents in our pocket, on the smallness, when we're able to empty out our pockets of all the smallness, of all the selfishness. That's when enlightenment, that's when power, that's when beauty and redemption come to the world. It's when you can take your whole essence and identify and focus and put your attention in that one place, in that unity, in the unity of reality, in the loving presence of the Shekhinah. That's how you get rid of all the smallness inside of you. So I wanted to read you this piece from the Baal Shem Tov. Right in the beginning of Parsha Shmini, he speaks on the same verse, Isa b'sifra. He quotes the Medrash that says, Oso hayetzer hara he'eviru milvavchem. In the same way that Aaron HaKohen, that the Kohen Gadol, that the high priest gets rid of the negativity in the world and does a sacrifice, we're meant to sacrifice. That means to surrender and let go of all of the ego and all of the things holding us back in our lives that are stuck in our heart. Kashem shehu yachid ba'olam, kach tehei avodaschem miyuchedes lefanav. In the same way that there is only a one omnipotent, all-powerful, loving source, so we should be focused in a one all-powerful, loving way in our service, in our spiritual practice. Zeh klal gadol, says the Baal Shem Tov, this is the fundamental principle of reality. Sheyiyeh la'adam tamid rak machshava achas. A person should always be focused on one thought, on one idea. There only should be one thing going on at a time. We are so bifurcated, we are so splintered, we are so split that it's hard to focus. And in 2020 and during a coronavirus outbreak, it's even more difficult to focus. But now's the time that we're stuck in our homes to try to garner the strength and the ability to stay focused and intended on one thing and in one place. Moshe Gersht, he brings from the verse in Koheles, Ecclesiastes, Elokim asa sheyira milfanav, God made man so that we could be focused and aware of godliness, of spirituality, of the truth that's within this world. Vehema bikshu cheshbonos rabim. But we had a lot of other thoughts. We had so many other thoughts going on that we wanted to run after. One thought's telling you to get a job, and another thought's telling you to get a significant other, and another thought's telling you that you should get more sleep, and another thought's telling you that you should go party, and another thought's telling you you should sit and read all day. We have so many things going on, but can we just find, well, what's the purpose? What's that one thought, that one focus, that one thing that we can sit and put our minds on and meditate on that'll open us up to something deeper? It's mikoach rabos machshavos misbalbel. It's because there's so many thoughts that we get confused, we get confounded, we get distracted, and we lose our clarity, we lose our vision, we lose our purpose. Shekol davar sheish ba'olam hakol male mehasbori v'yachshav shekol davar sheish ba'olam hakol male mehaboris barach. And then he tells us what that one thought is. But before we get there, I just want to read to you just a few lines, a few quotes from a chapter in a book called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday. Really wonderful book. And the way that he says it is we have to start limiting our inputs. We put so much in our minds. We put so much in our ears. We're watching the news, and it's television, and it's movies, and it's gossip, and it's so much going on outside. It's time to limit what we let inside of our minds, what we limit inside of our ears. A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. A wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. We are an attention impoverished generation, and now's the time to change that. He says, if you wish to improve, be content to appear clueless or stupid in extraneous matters. One of the reasons why we get so caught up in the news or in gossip and wanting to know what's going on in everyone else's life is because we want to be in the know. We want to make sure that we're not looking dumb. We have to know who's doing well in sports and who's doing well in the media and who's doing well all over the world and who's doing poorly. And we want to know what's the latest gossip about the President of the United States and about what's wrong with the government in Israel, because it makes us feel unique. It makes us feel special, but that's ego. It's ego. You have to let it go. I love it when he says over here. And just to sum it up, the point is it's very difficult to think or act clearly when we're drowning in information. It's why lawyers attempt to bury the other side in paper. It's why intelligence operatives flood the enemy with propaganda, so they'll lose the scent of the truth. It's not a coincidence that the goal of these tactics is usually referred to as analysis paralysis. So what does that mean for us? This means fewer alerts and notifications. It means blocking incoming texts with the do not disturb function and funneling emails to subfolders. It means questioning your open door policy or even where you live. It means pushing away selfish people who bring needless drama into our lives, and it means studying the world more philosophically, that is, with a long-term perspective, rather than following events second by second. The way you feel when you wake up early in the morning, and your mind is fresh, and as yet unsoiled by the noise of the outside world, that's a space worth protecting. So, as we come into the Shabbos, and we're all looking for more clarity and more inspiration, we think about this verse, and Moshe says, this is the thing that Hashem told us to do. And then you'll see the light of Hashem. You'll see the light of unity and oneness and connection. You'll see a better world. You'll see a loving world. You see a world that has guidance, that there's something to learn from in different situations. That's what we're trying to pick up along the way. So how do we get that? What's the davar asher tziva Hashem ta'asu, that God says this is what you should do? You get rid of the Yetzer Hara. In the same way that Hashem is one in the world, you become one in your life. Become focused. Focused on what? I let that for you to decide. The Baal Shem Tov himself says, focus on the fact that kol davar sheish ba'olam hakol malei me'habor yisbarach. Everything in the world is filled with Hashem. That means there's nothing devoid of love. There's nothing devoid of purpose. There's nothing devoid of a deeper consciousness that you can connect to, that you can learn from, that we can grow from. But whatever it is, be there fully. Be there now. Because that's all there is. And when you do that, we'll get rid of the Yetzer Hara inside of ourselves. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom. And we should see a good world. Be'ezras Hashem.